Namaskar. Welcome to Get Inspired Spiritually, a place to find yourself and awaken spiritually. I'm your host, Yagunandan. Have you ever wondered why occult rituals are performed specifically on New Moon Day? To understand this, we will go through quite a lot of allied concepts about the significance of New Moon Day or Full Moon Day in the light of metaphysics. See, you might have seen some advertisements like there is a full moon day meditation, uh, which will be conducted by some yoga master or anything as such. So the main reason why meditation is specifically done on a full moon day is new moon day is on full moon day is full moon day has got the highest positive energy. Earth exhibits highest emits highest positive energy on a full moon day. However, the new moon day is the exact opposite. A new moon day is the day which has the highest negative energy, and the Earth emits the highest negative energy on a new moon day. Sorry about it. So that is why that's the reason these the occult traditions which will be performed specifically on new moon day during mid time. Especially the midnight around 5 p.m., where traditions like practices like bhanamati or all these things will be done. So that is why they specifically choose a person who has a feeble aura, who doesn't have a strong aura, and the person that they choose will be mentally very weak, and he won't be having much the strength, or he will be mentally weak. So such persons they specifically choose based on his the other psychic information, like so that way they choose. So normally, even today, it is very much evident. I mean, these occult traditions are even today very much evident near this remote parts of India, like in Karnataka, like especially during this Kolegala and Kodagu, it is very much evident, and that is why it is advisable for anyone to not to travel alone, especially at night during those, in those roads that connects Coorg and this Kolegala and Viligiri Rangayana Betta. So it is very much evident even today, and these occult practitioners get a lot of funding from political parties before the elections, and they perform all those things. Normally, the occult practitioners get the image or the name and other details of that particular person's through intuitions. They get his names in the form of intuitions, and they send their disciples to bring that person. All they do is they hypnotize that person, and they will carry him to that particular spot. Even today, human practices, where humans are sacrificed. Human sacrifices are very much evident even today in occult traditions of India, as well as South African countries also. African countries also. Uh, why we are speaking about the African occult practices is, in our groups we receive quite a lot of people who share their their nature. Who they share their rituals, like the details of their rituals, like love spell and get your ex back or get your money. So these posts, we get a lot of posts in our groups where we have to normally we reject those posts, marking them as spam, because some of them are actually fake. They are not so strong. But coming to occult practitioners, most people as of now, like due to modernization and passage of time, most of them are like they are just fake babas who pretend that they know something and they will do something. But it doesn't mean that there aren't any people uh, who are very strong in occult practices and traditions. They exist even today, but they don't do advertising at all. So most of people who advertise that we know this, that, and all, they are actually fakes. Okay, so people who actually know the occult practices, they remain secretive, and because their contacts are very secretive, and they have elite contacts like politicians, all these people, rich people, they do all these things, and they charge very lot of money, like for each homa or anything as such, they charge up to 5 to 10 lakhs. So that's the thing. So hope you have understood why specifically they target new moon day, because and new moon day is the day where there is no much moon's light. Okay, the moon's light will be, there will be darkness everywhere. So, and other thing is like people who are not so mentally strong, or people who have a weak aura, will also have a tendency to behave in a stable, they don't behave, they are not stable on that particular day. They do something like they are not so strong on that day, because due to the earth is emitting a lot of negative energy on that particular day. They exhibit unstable behavior, and normally people won't they won't be actually able to do much things. However, what the problem is, like people will people will term this particular new moon day as a bad day. So ideally it is not a bad day. Bad day in the sense like good and bad are actually the same faces of the the two faces of the same coin. Like where there is good, there is also a bad. So I have seen my friends, like people telling that, oh, don't wear black t-shirt and all on a new moon day, or it is that. That's not, no, those are actually myths, we call that as. The very basic reason that new moon day is bad is earth generally, I mean, especially even you can see in beaches that earth waves will be very high, especially on new moon day and full moon day. So the waves tides will be very high, and so that's why it is advisable for the people to not to go to a beach. Or some people will say, like please don't travel, or don't do any holy practices, or don't start anything very important on that particular day. But personally, by the grace of God, like I do travel on new moon day sometimes without knowing I have traveled, but nothing has happened so far. But why? No, the problem here is, if you have a strong aura, nothing can affect you. But if your aura itself is very weak, when you don't vibrate properly, when you have low energy, naturally your mind will be unstable. So for this, you should have a very strong mind. A very strong mind will be supported by a strong aura. The energy field around you will be very large. So for this, you have to vibrate correctly. And then how can you increase the vibrations? So there are a lot of rituals like meditation, or doing mantra yoga. Especially we have created a Omkara meditation, guided meditations. We have created a separate playlist for that. So I request you to please practice rituals like Omkara, Kundalini yoga, mindfulness, and various other meditations. That will actually improve your aura. You will have a strong mind, and that will be supported by a strong body, and your overall health will be very good. And when your aura is very strong, no occult practices will work against you. So that's how it is, like and also your purity of mind is also a very contributing factor to if your mind is impure, with a lot of what you call as the 6 enemies of humans, like anger, lust, greed, meanness, and all these things, like this, if your mind is impure, then naturally your aura will be very weak. And if you have negative thoughts, that is also a very that also deteriorates your aura, and in turn it affects your health. And you can occult practitioners will find find it very easy to attack you through their spells and other things. So that's the thing. Coming to the next topic, hope you have understood this concept clearly. Hoping that thinking that hoping that you have understood it properly, I will be moving on to the next topic, which is somewhat related to this only. One thing is, there was a question asked somewhere in Quora. Okay, so are occult rituals correct? Why are occult rituals are still present? Because despite they are given there is a clear detailed explanation in Atharva Veda. So then Vedas are considered to be the pinnacle of wisdom, or whatever, the only source of wisdom in this world. So when Vedas are so good, they are divine, then why are occult rituals given in Atharva Veda? And is it right to perform or practice occult practices or perform occult rituals? So this was the question that normally people will get. So most of the people won't be knowing that occult rituals, in Atharva Veda there's a clear explanation of occult rituals in Atharva Veda. So most will be just thinking that it's a part of something else, but no, it is very clearly given in Atharva Veda. But one problem is these occult rituals are there are very clear guidelines under such circumstances and conditions. The occult rituals must be practices. Okay, so Atharva Veda has strictly mandated that occult rituals should not be practiced all time, or rituals should not be done on anyone for no reason and for specific reasons. Okay, so normally we call these occult rituals as Vamachara. Okay, so Vama is left, Vama Hasta. So we call the left hand as Vama Hasta in Sanskrit. Okay, so Mahadev, Shivdev is also called Vamadeva because he is the destroyer. Okay, so the very basic, Vamahasta or Vama Vidya is it is a destructive practice done to destroy someone. So that's how the origination of occult practices are done, and it is very clearly stated in Atharva Veda that occult practices should not be done anytime. It should be done only on certain specific days. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Just distracted. Just setting the camera here. Sorry, 1 minute. So hope my okay. So yes. Yeah. Sorry. So what Atharva Veda has stated is these occult practices should be done only when there is war. Okay, and the war is not a normal war when the country is at the verge of complete defeat. It's a verge of complete destruction from the enemy country, where there is no other option left for you to defend against the other country or the enemy country. Then the occult tradition should be done. So that one, and best example is, let's say, I think in this modern times, maybe a country is a non-nuclear power and the other country is trying to nuke that particular country. At that time, occult practices can be used. Okay, that should be the last resort. As rightly stated, Vamadeva, that is the last left part. That's the only when all the other options are gone or completely over and you have the only option, then that should be the occult tradition. And the second condition is when Raja, the state, the head of the state is getting repeatedly pestered by enemies, and he has done his best to protect himself. And when he is at the verge of getting killed, the enemies, the internal enemies of the country are about to kill him, and he has the state head doesn't have any other option. At that time, the occult practices can be used. In normal scenario, occult practices it should not be used, because Atharva Veda has clearly mandated that in normal times occult practices or any sort of the homa or bhanamati, it should not be done. Okay, so that's how the mandatory clause is there in Atharva Veda. Let us understand, now hope you have understood this. Coming to the next thing, how are actually the occult practices done? Although I am not a practitioner, we fundamentally, me and my organization fundamentally opposes these occult practices, that it should not be done and it should not be practiced at all. But due to deeper understanding of certain philosophical books and scriptures, understanding of that, we can explain. We are trying to explain how an occult practices work. Okay, so basically, we wrote an article on Deva, Bhutaradhana of this Karavali, or the coastal region of India. Okay, we mentioned that this Bhuta, I mean especially this topic gained a lot of traction after Kantara was released. Okay, so we explained about Bhutas, which were actually initially created by Shiva to serve as Kshetrapalas of Karavali region in India, or the coastal region in India. Okay, so whatever these Kshetrapalas, like whether it can be Guliga Panjurli or any person, or Babaraya Panjurli or anyone, so they are Sattvic, Bhutas, or ghosts created by Lord Shiva. Okay, however, I mean these occult practitioners make use of the extreme end, or the tamasic or evil ghosts to get power. They basically worship them, and what they do is basically, see, one thing, evil requires energy, the cosmic energy, to to gain energy to do the task that the occult practitioner is asking. So what they do is they do some rituals like yagas and yagnas, as clearly stated in Atharva Veda. And there is a specific class of devatas like Kshudra devatas. So Kshudra devatas are actually the last segment of devatas, where their basic thing is where they help these evil persons. I mean, people who practice occult rituals or traditions, they help them and they receive the energy, the cosmic energy resultant of these homas and yagnas, what these practitioners do, and they provide it to this tamasic bhutas or pretas, what Lord Shiva created. Okay, so we should understand that Lord Shiva creates both good and evil, is a part of this nature, and everywhere it will be there, like how trigunas are an inherent part of nature. The same way God has also in a way given. In fact, he didn't create it, and a soul or Atman isn't created, he just conjured it up. Okay, so that we have to understand. So these Shudra Devatas will provide the energies to all these Pretas, and they do whatever the rituals, I mean the occult practitioner asked for. And one thing is like we do have encountered certain persons, especially my mentor, she told that she has met certain persons who has been like nurturing a ghost inside their home. Okay, the ghost is so powerful that whatever they ask for, it will give them, and they have to do some rituals for that. They have to consistently provide energy to that ghost. But the thing is, if you miss, or if you do any wrongdoing, or if you go against that ritual, or if there is any lapse in that ritual, the ghost will definitely kill them. Okay, so that's how it is. Like if you rely on God is so kind. Like any god, like Vishnu, Shiva, they are so kind that they will not harm you for no reason, even if there is some minor flaws in the way that you are worshipping them or providing them energy. I mean, especially with this Karavali, I mean Devas are also like that only. So even if there is some flaw also, they accept, because they are sattvic. Okay, so they are directly created by Shiva, and they are meant to protect these Karavali Nadus. Okay, but these tamasic bhutas or pretas are very bad, and they won't tolerate any sort of mismanagement or any flaw in the rituals. Okay, so what they do is they destroy you immediately if you do any occult rituals or you are entertaining them. Okay, so especially in remote parts of Tamil Nadu, even today there are certain persons who have who have been nurturing these tamasic pretas, and they are getting done. But the problem is like that won't go for long. Okay, so eventually what happens is the occult practitioner will get killed by that particular preta, and they will be dying. Okay, so even they become a slave to that particular preta after they are killed. Okay, so it is always the best way is to rely on God, go to a temple, pray to God, and whatever that happens in your faith, that it will happen. And God will always do good to you. However, if you rely on any occult practices or practitioners, if you go that way, or if you choose the Vama Marga, it will have a disastrous consequences. May not be immediately, but in the long run, it will. You are doomed in a way. You are deemed to be doomed. Okay, so that's the biggest drawback of this particular way of getting things done through Vama Marga or occult traditions. Okay, so and coming to that, so what I told was there is a specific day. I mean, especially like we told you in the previous in the previous concepts that people with unstable mind, people with weak mind will naturally be exhibit very unstable behavior on new moon day. So what is the reason for this? So one obvious reason is there is high level of negative energy that is getting exhibited by Earth. You should also know that Earth has two poles, okay, North Pole and the South Pole. So a man has aura. I mean, any human has an aura, and Earth has Aurora. Okay, so it is very beautiful. Aurora Borealis in North Pole or where in Antarctica. It is very beautiful, and that's how the energy layer of the Earth. The same way, even we have two poles. Okay, this is North Pole and the South Pole, the posterior part. Okay, so this way we have, and even we have an energy, and even we have some, this Sahasrara chakra, it is exhibiting some, vibrations just like Aurora. Okay, so the same way our aura is also very similar to Aurora. Okay, so the person, coming back to the topic. Okay, sorry, there was a deviation. So one thing is the person, especially with a weak mind, will exhibit quite a lot of unstable behavior on new moon day. So one reason is we told that because of higher negative energy, as the Earth will be exhibiting higher negative energy. However, there is also another reason, because see, new moon day is the day, or Amavas is the day where all of our chit karmas and sanchita karmas are getting reckoned. Okay, so the reconciliation happens, and they get transcended to the next level. Okay, so we have made a detailed video on karmas, like types of karmas there are, but still we are going to explain in a brief manner how the karmas operate. Okay, there are 4 types of karmas. So one is chit karma, second is sanchita karma, third is prarabdha karma, and the fourth is agama karma. Okay, so chit karma is fallible. Okay, every day the daily things, what I am talking, what we do, what we think, or anything is considered to be chit karma. Okay, at the end of the this particular thing, at the end of new moon day, chit karmas which are remained in our account, or the energy that remains in our which remains in our aura. Ideally, aura is very pure. Okay, if you have a pure aura, it will be very illuminous. However, due to our sins or the linga deha, our aura is very much less. Okay, I mean the energy is very feeble, so we have to increase that energy. Okay, so in this particular new moon day, whatever the chit karmas, which are nothing but a form of energy, they get reconciled and they become sanchita karmas. Sanchita karmas are special type of karmas where you have to burn it, okay, through suffering or enjoyment. And sometimes God can give you concessions. He reduces the intensity of that suffering with respect to this sanchita karmas. Okay, coming to the third time, the same thing, it happens with all the 3 karmas. Okay, so the fourth one is prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma are these karmas are very special. You have to suffer. You don't have a choice. There won't be any concessions, and the only way to write off this karma is through suffering or enjoyment. Okay, so this also happened in a new moon day, on a new moon day. And the fourth one is agama karmas. Okay, so these agama karmas are basically due to the sanskaras what we have developed. The way in the way with which we do the things, or it can be talking, or it can be writing, or anything. It's a habit. Okay, so basically agama karmas are as resultant of our habits or future karmas. Okay, agama is future. So because of our bad habits or good habits or neutral habits, we are going to have future karmas. Okay, so we will incur karmas in the future also, because still our aura isn't clear. Okay, it is not pure. There is no much illumination. Then also we suffer. So then also our karmas keep on getting incurred. So that way this agama karma. So all these reconciliations will happen on a new moon day. I mean, in a month. Okay, and on the other date is at the end of every samvatsara, or the year, or a Hindu New Year, Sanatanic New Year. So the reconciliation will happen, and the other one is like at the end of every Vasanta. I mean, we have Chaitra and Vaishaka. We have Vasanta Rutus. Okay, so at the end of every Rutus, at the end of one masa or month, at the end of every ayana, I mean the Uttarayana and Dakshinayana is there, where we divide the year into two halves. Okay, so one is Uttarayana. Now currently we are in Uttarayana, and the second one is Dakshinayana. So Uttarayana is again at the end of Uttarayana or Dakshinayana, again the reconciliation of karmas will happen, and where Chit karmas will become Sanchita karmas, and Sanchita karmas left for a long time without getting written off will get translated into Prarabdha karmas, and our sanskaras, we will start to incur this agama karmas also. And you can relate this new moon day and full moon day. You can consider new moon day as the divine, new moon day as divine feminine, and full moon day as divine masculine. Okay, so whenever the first half of the month, the first 15 days of the month, devatas will have higher presence, or Shiva will be having higher presence, or Madhva philosophy will say that Lord Mukhya Prana's presence will be very high during the first 15 days. Okay, and the next 15 days Shakti will be activated, and especially these demons will be very active during the second half of the month, and that is at the end of the second half of the month will result in new moon day. Okay, so where these occult rituals will be practiced, because that is the time where evil activity will be at its peak. Okay, the ending phase of the 15 day. So, and Shakti will be active. So that's why you can also see that occult practitioners will also worship Ma Kali. Okay, so why? Because Kali, it's not like what you should. You may ask why Kali Ma is doing like that, and isn't it bad? No. See, look, God is like, He is very objective. If you ask for good things, He will give you. But Kali, particular Kali avatar of Kali Parvati Ma, is something that it's very favorable. She has specifically, it is very she will give whatever the devotee asks, she will give. Okay, so then she will also punish him. That's a different story. But still, okay. So especially in the second half of the masa, Shakti will be active, or demons will be active. You should understand that demons are also nurtured by Parvati Ma or Shiva. Okay, so that way God is objective. Okay, He doesn't have any sides. Only thing is He will bless you if you are a devotee of Him. Okay, so that way, and the same. So is true with the ayanas also. Uttarayana, deities, or divine energy will be very high, or Devatas presence will be very high, and Dakshinayana, demons will have more presence. It is very favorable for them. That's why we see, especially in Uttarayana, we have lot of sunlight. Okay, and Dakshinayana, normally it is cold, winter and rainy. All these seasons will come under the Dakshinayana. So we have very less festivals during that. Our Sanatana Dharma customs, very less festivals are present. Even compared to Uttarayana, it is very more. Okay, so obviously there are many festivals, but they're very important are present in Uttarayana, and even people say that, like, people who die on Uttarayana, they will get good, they will transcend to better lokas or planets. Okay, so because divine energy is very high in Uttarayana. So at the end of Uttarayana and at the end of Dakshinayana, all our karmic data will get reconciled and it get transcended to the next level. So that is the significance of the new moon day or ayanas and karmic energy. Coming to so I think we have covered everything. I think we have explained whatever that we were supposed to uh, you know explain it to you. So if you have any doubts, like, if you are not clear on any concept or anything, or if you have any questions or any philosophy or any metaphysical concept, we request you to please comment or ask in the form of comments, or you can even send an email to us, that is spiritualityunited@gmail.com. We are here to help people. So that's the main purpose, that why we are doing these things. And I hope this is useful to you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us. And one thing I forgot, like, in the coming days, we will be creating quite a lot of guided meditations. So please stay tuned to our channel. This will help you in increasing your aura, and improvement in aura will improve your overall health. Okay, so that's what most people are ignoring, is they think that mental health is separate and physical health is separate, or spiritual health is separate thing. No, when you are spiritually strong, naturally you will have a strong mind. When you have a strong mind, you will be having a strong, your physical health will also be very good, because your each cell will be vibrating at a higher frequency than the rest of the people. So then overall health will be very good. And you have to practice rituals dedicated to these 3-4 types of health. It can be mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual also. So these 4 types of health. Okay, so mental, emotional, physical and spiritual health, you should have dedicated practices to this. So which we will be sharing all those things in the coming video. We are in the process of writing an article to build resilience also, so where we will be discussing all these things on that. So that will also be getting posted as a video in our channel, so on our channel, so that way this. Okay, anyways, hope this inspires you. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.